Over the weekend, I changed a few things in this office, and not only have I finally bit the bullet and bought the lamps that I've been looking at, but I also bought some smart Wi-Fi RGB bulbs to go with it, and man, I have no regrets. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another tech unbox. So today's unboxing is not going to be very exciting as far as the unboxing itself. We're going to be unboxing this today, checking it out, getting it all set up, and then also integrating it into the Alexa app so you can use your voice or whatever you want to do, your routines, schedules, etc., to control these lights. Now, although these are a Philips brand, they are not a Philips Hue, so they don't require any type of hub like the Philips Hue do. These are just strictly Wi-Fi, and you can connect them directly to your 2.4 gigahertz network. So without further ado, let's hop into the unboxing and get it set up. This is the exact same bulb that you're seeing that I had in the lamps in the intro video here. Just to kind of give you some rundown through the box itself, it is a Philips branded bulb, and you can buy this in a 4-pack online, but this is just a single bulb in this box. You've got the full color Wi-Fi LED, which means you have all the 16.8 million colors or whatever, and then you can go through and you can fine tune the white to either a warm or a cool, which is pretty cool. 60 watt replacement, 8.8 watt LED, and it does have a brightness level of 800 lumens, and it does use, this particular one is the A19, but it uses your standard socket size, so this one will go in a standard bulb size, and it does use the Wiz connected app, and of course it is Wi-Fi certified because we're going to be integrating it with Alexa, but it does also work with Google Assistant and also works with Siri. So flipping it over just shows you a little bit about the app on here. There's a couple screenshots of what you can use the app for. You flipping over to the back, it just kind of goes over the lighting facts, and then of course flipping over again, it's got instructions on where to find and how to download the app to get started. So this does use the Wiz connected app, so we will be using that to set it up, but then we'll also be going into the Alexa app and integrating the two together so we can use Alexa with it. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and open up the box. Again, it's not much to it. It's not that exciting because it's just a simple box with a bulb in the middle of it, but you can see that that's everything basically in the box, no instruction manuals or anything like that. The real fun comes in when you get it set up and you start playing around with the scenes and everything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get all that set up and then show you how to integrate it and go from there. Now, before we get started with the setup, you're gonna want to make sure that the bulbs or the devices that you're setting up today are in the same room or as close to the Wi-Fi source as possible. Not only that, the phone that you're gonna be using to connect, you're gonna want to make sure will automatically connect to the 2.4 gigahertz as well, because the devices will only support a 2.4 gigahertz band. They do not support 5 gigahertz. So make sure that they're as close as possible, because last time when I set these up and the router was downstairs and it was really far away from the Wi-Fi signal, I had quite a few issues trying to get these to actually talk to the Wi-Fi. So since then, I've went ahead and put an access point underneath my desk here that allowed a more seamless transition when getting those things set up. So I'd recommend at least have them as close as possible during the setup, and then you can kind of test how far you can go out. There might be some delays if it's far away from your Wi-Fi source, but just at least have them set up in the same room so they can at least talk to each other. So with that being said, the first thing that we're going to do is I have the bulbs currently plugged in to these two lamps back here. It's the exact same bulb that we had in this box. The lamp that I was gonna use for this one, we ended up tossing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and reset these back to factory, and we're just gonna use those for today's demonstration. So the bulbs are in there, they're currently powered off. During some of the steps, it's gonna tell us to turn them on, and it's going to search for them. So what we're gonna want to do is head on over to your Play Store or your Google or your App Store or your Google Play Store, and you're going to download the app that says Wiz Connected. So you're gonna wanna come up here to the top and just type in Wiz Connected. And in the search results, you're looking for one that says Wiz Taillight Company Limited, and then you're gonna go ahead and click install. Once you've done that, of course, that's gonna take some time depending on the speed of your internet connection, but once that is done downloading and also installing, you're then going to want to open up that app. We've got it downloaded, and now we're gonna go ahead and click on open. Once we've done that, it's going to load the app. You're gonna get the loading symbol at the bottom, and then it's gonna ask you to create a home, because of course you have your homes and then you have your rooms within that home. So we're gonna click on create a home, and we're just gonna type in YouTube demo for this. And if you currently already have a home or somebody already has a home, they are gonna want to send you an invite in order for you to be able to join their home. So you can click on join a home, they'll have to send you a code, you just punch in the code and you can join the pre-existing home. But for today's demo, we are creating a brand new home. We've got it in here, and then we're gonna tap on Create Home. Once that has taken place, it's gonna say, let's create a Wiz Home, and then it's gonna ask you to add a room. So we're gonna go ahead and tap on Add Room, and then you can use a pre-existing room on here, or at least find one that resembles an icon or whatever you want on there. So we're gonna scroll down the list, and we're gonna tap on the one that says Office. But we're actually going to rename this into Mission Control, just because I'm a massive space nerd, and that's the way that it should be. So, Control. Once you've got your name in there, just go ahead and tap OK. And then it's gonna prompt you to add the devices that you want. So we're gonna click on Add a Device. From here, there's a various things that you can add that are controlled with the Wiz app. You've got lights, smart plugs, Wiz Mode, Wi-Fi switch, and Bluetooth motion sensors. Obviously, for today's demonstration, we are going to be choosing light. So we're gonna go ahead and tap on light, and then you are gonna be prompted with an approximate location required for pairing permission prompt that says, we will ask for your approximate location. This is necessary to complete your lights to your Wi-Fi. So this needs your location permission because it's going to set your lights up, because you can set them up to turn on and off depending on your sunset or your sunrise geographical location. So just go ahead and allow Wiz to access device's location. From here, this is the part where I said you're gonna want to be connected to the Wi-Fi network, the 2.4 Wi-Fi network on your phone, because you're gonna eventually send those credentials over to the bulbs. So here, I'm gonna type in the password. Once you've got your 2.4 gigahertz network's password in there, just go ahead and tap on Continue. Also, just verify the name is the actual network that you wanna be connecting these to. I do wanna connect them to the Mission Control 2.4. I've got the password in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on Continue, but just verify that your information matches what you want in there. And then it's gonna say adding lights to Mission Control. Obviously, Mission Control is going to be replaced with whatever you've named your room. Power off your lights, power on your lights, and then tap on Start. As you can see, I don't have these lights on right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn them on. And then after I've turned them on, I'm gonna go ahead and click Start. Now that I've turned the lights on, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna click Start on the app, and it's gonna say searching for lights, please don't power them off. This did take me a couple times to try before I was actually able to get them to recognize in the app. So you may have to do this, or you may have to power cycle these lights a couple times and do this process a few times in order for them to show up. This app doesn't have the best reviews, and my guess is because searching for these items or searching for these devices is probably one of its #1 fault. We're gonna go through this step, and then I'm gonna show you how to add them manually in the off chance that you've tried a few times and you were unable to get these lights to show up. So, as you can see right now, it says searching for lights, please don't power them off. It did find one, and it's looking for more. So as long as you have multiple devices being turned on and searching for them, it should locate each of the devices. Now, once you have found all of the devices and it's still going, you can actually tap finish up in the top right-hand corner. Because it only found the one, I'm gonna actually show you how to add another bulb manually. So in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and tap finish even though it hasn't found the second bulb. And what that's going to do is on the bulb that it did find, it's gonna ask you to choose a light fixture icon to represent what it is. So in this case, it is a lamp. So I'm gonna go ahead and just choose lamp right here. You, of course, can scroll through this and choose any type of lamp that you want. This type of lamp right here, because it resembles kind of more of the shelf effect that I've got on these lamps. So once you've chosen the icon, right around the middle of the screen here, you're going to be able to select next light, and you can change the icon for that one as well. So because we only have the one, I'm just gonna choose that, and then I'm gonna tap on done in the top right-hand corner. From here, it gives you kind of an area of like all of the settings for this particular bulb. Once we have more in here, you'll see that it will show up. You've got the name of the bulb up on the top-hand side. You've got plus, which allows you to add a device or add a room. And then of course, where it says warm white, you can tap on that and you can choose some preset colors that they've got in there as well. But you can also choose the temperature of the bulb. As you can see in the background right there, as I adjust this, you can see the temperature of that bulb adjust. And then of course, you can also use it to dim or brighten the light too. If you want nighttime mode, it's got a quick shortcut right there at the bottom. And if you want to turn the light off, you can of course turn the light off there. So moving forward, we are going to click on add a device by tapping the plus in the top right-hand corner. Click on add a device. And again, we are going to be choosing light. It did remember the password as last time, so that's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on continue. And then because we weren't able to find the secondary light, this one right over here, we're actually going to click on Try Manual Setup. Now from here, it's gonna have us do a few things. As you can see on the screen, it says power off your lights, quickly turn them on 3 times, and your light should be pulsing in a blue to cool white. So I'm gonna go ahead and power the cycle this thing 3 times, and you're gonna notice it's gonna change from this color, it's gonna change to a blue and white kind of fade effect. So let me go ahead and do that. As you can see, it is now pulsing from a blue to a cool white. If we click on next on the app, you're gonna get this screen where it says, please wait 1 minute until your light starts double pulsing to a purple/cool white, and then we'll click on start from there. So I'm just waiting for that light to go from a blue, which again looks for a purple on the camera. But as you can see, now it is swapped to a deep purple and it's double pulsing. You can see it's going a little bit quicker. So now that that has happened, I'm gonna go ahead and click on start on the app. This is where things can get a little bit tricky, just because you now need to take your phone and you need to connect it to the Wi-Fi network that the bulb is putting out, because it's in that mode. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go to our Wi-Fi settings, and then we're gonna search the list and we're gonna look for the Wiz Config 45C5, but in this case, you're gonna look for the one that says Wiz Config. So we're gonna tap on that. We're gonna say Wi-Fi disconnected because it's gonna be switching networks over to the Wi-Fi bulb, and then we're gonna want to go back to the Wiz app. Once you've done that, you can see light is trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and it's got kind of a little circle going around here. It did find the bulb and it was able to send the credentials to the bulb, which is why having them really close to the Wi-Fi source and the bulb is extremely important. So this particular process right here can take effect. If they are not close, you may end up running into errors and it say it could not connect it to the Wi-Fi network. It may ask you to try connecting manually. It may give you a list of Wi-Fi networks that you can choose and then try to send the credentials that way. And it will also be pulsing like a red if it's erroring out. But because it was able to send the credentials, because the router or the access point and the bulb is really close to each other, it was able to send those credentials. So going back to the screen here, you can see we've got our previous light over here, but now we've got our new light listed in this room as well. So we're gonna tap on it, and then we're gonna go to settings, and you can rename it. We're gonna click on the icon and change it to the same icon. Now, because I have two of these right next to each other, I obviously don't want them to have the same name. I want to name them myself. So what you can do is you can go up to where it says name and it says A192. I'm actually going to change this, and I'm gonna actually name this, we'll name this Mission Control Left. Once you've got the text in there, go ahead and click on done. It's then going to rename that bulb. We're gonna click on the back arrow at the top left-hand corner, and we're gonna do the same process for the other light that we were automatically able to set up, and we're gonna change the name on it. So we're gonna tap on it. Whatever names you type in here, these are the names that when we integrate Alexa, that it's going to find. So you're gonna want to have your room name and you're gonna want to have your device names already set up before integrating to Alexa to make it easier when we get into that section of the video. So we've got the name in. Again, we're gonna go ahead and click on done. Name has changed. It does have some shortcuts if you have a Wiz remote, which I don't have, but you can go in here and set up some settings on the type of general. The icon, again, it's a Philips brand. You can't change that. You can change the shortcuts. You can adjust the fade in, fade out, which is pretty cool. WizClick makes your power switch smarter. Switch on once for favorite light mode. Quickly switch on twice for favorite mode too. So if you wanted to turn it on to one setting, you can just quickly turn it on once and it will go to one setting. If you do that twice, it'll go to a second setting. So kind of gives you like some variance there. And then of course you can adjust your default brightness right here and then delete it if you want it to start to factory settings. So with this, we're gonna go ahead and click on the back arrow. You can see we've got both of them listed right here. And if we turn this one back on, let's just do fireplace for both of these. You can see right now they're both kind of like on a fireplace effect where they kind of have a soft orange to a soft yellow bouncing between the two, which is pretty cool. Again, you can go in and adjust any of those till you want. You can click on custom color and choose a different color depending on what you want. The only thing that I would wish they would add is the ability to type in a hexadecimal or any type of like color code so you can actually manually type that in and get an exact color that you want. Currently, that's not an option in here. You can only go through scroll and kind of find as close to the color as you want. Once you found that, you can actually click add at the top right of that, and it will add it under your custom color section. So that's pretty cool too. So you've got all this, you've got your warm white, your daylights, cool white, night light. You've got all of these preset settings. Then you can actually come in and go through and fine tune the temperature that you want and then click add it, and that will also add it as well. So tons of different settings in there. You've got a bunch of different like scenes and stuff down here. If you wanted to add a scene, which allows you to set a certain configuration of your lights. What you can actually do is, once you've got your setup, say we want the white and we want the fireplace as our scene, you can then tap on the 3 bars in the top left-hand corner, and then you can come on down to scenes, and you can snap this scene and save it and call it whatever you want. So if we clicked on that, and we'll just call it demo. Again, Alexa can integrate with this, so if you wanted to say, you know, Alexa, turn on demo, it would then choose this scene and set the lights accordingly. So once you've got that in, you can also take a picture of your scene if you wanted to save that as kind of like a reference point. We'll click on save, and now you can see that we currently have that particular theme saved as demo. Again, go to the top left-hand corner. You've got the ability to go to your home, scenes, rhythms, schedule. You can check power consumption, check your rooms, your lights. If you have accessories, you can do that. You can go to settings. This allows you to go in and change like your name. It also allows you to change your home name if you wanted to change it later on. But more importantly, because this video is about syncing and integrating with Alexa or Google Assistant, you can come on down in here, and this is where you're going to choose your integrations. From here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and click on Alexa, and then you're gonna want to toggle the switch right here where it says Wiz Smart Home Skill. You're then going to get a code, and you're gonna want to either copy that code if it didn't already. It typically will automatically copy it to your clipboard, but you're gonna wanna copy that code or write it down, because now we're gonna move into the Alexa app. And now what we're actually going to do is we're going to minimize the Wiz connected app, and we're gonna load Alexa. So we find that one, you can see I've got Amazon Alexa here. We're gonna tap on that, and we're going to go up into the top left-hand corner and tap on the 3 bars. We're then going to come down and tap on skills and games. And then from here, you're just gonna want to click on the magnifying glass, and we're gonna search for a specific skill. In this case, we're gonna just type in Wiz. And you're gonna look for one that says Wiz Smart Home Skill. So we're gonna tap on that. Just verify that this is the correct one. The icon matches the Wiz connected app that you have. And you're gonna want to tap on Wiz Smart Home Skill. And then you're going to tap on Enable to Use. From here, it's going to link, or it's gonna open up a browser, and it's going to ask you to type in that PIN code or that code that is copied earlier to your clipboard. Go ahead and hold, and then paste, or do whatever method your phone uses to paste that in, and then tap on the arrow. From here, it's going to say Wiz Home Identified, and you're gonna see that it says you're just one step away from getting Wiz linked to Alexa. Click the button below to confirm you want it for your lights. Go ahead and click on continue. And then it's gonna bring you to another browser page where it says Wiz Smart Home has been successfully linked. You can actually go ahead and close this out now. And we're gonna go into the actual Alexa app. Once we've linked the 2 skills together, you're then gonna want to go back into your Alexa app, and you're gonna be prompted with this page where it says Discover Devices. Smart home devices must be discovered before they can be used with Alexa. You can click on Discover Devices. I have never really actually had good luck using that method. Typically, Alexa will take a couple minutes and discover it herself. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and click on Cancel. And then what I'm going to do is click on the devices in the bottom right-hand corner. From here, you can see already at the top right here where it says 4 devices discovered. It says 4 because you've got the 2 light bulbs, you've got the home, and then you've got the room as all new discovered devices. So if you click on view, you can see right there where it says mission control left, mission control right, and then YouTube demo. And it's got icons indicating which ones those are. And we just set those up so you're familiar with which ones that is. So YouTube demo was the house, mission control was the room, and then of course the left and right were the 2 bulbs that we've set up. So those are in there. So now what you can do is you can go in and customize and add these Alexa, or add these devices to routines, to schedules, to different types of groups. And if you're unfamiliar with how to do that, I would highly recommend going through and checking out the playlists that we've created for Internet of Things or these types of things. You can go through, we created a video to not only set up groups and show you how to work with groups within the Alexa app, but also go through and show you how to set up routines, which allow you to turn these things on to a certain time of the day, or turn them off at a certain time of the day, and just allow you to kind of customize and create some pretty cool routines using Alexa. And I'll post that link or that playlist up in the top right hand corner for you. Check that out because it is super helpful when it comes to this particular stuff. But just to kind of show you some demonstrations here, if we now click on the device itself, you can see that mission control left, light is on, brightness set to 100, and it has a certain color. But from here, you can now use Alexa to not only set the scene, you can have her set the brightness, you can have her set a specific color. Now she does have just basic information as far as colors, as you can see These are typically going to be your base colors that you can choose. She's not going to recognize like fire engine red or something like that. You're just going to have to use red. But if you wanted to go in and fine tune those, set up a scene under the Wiz Connected app and then come back into the Alexa, and you can see, if we go back a couple steps here, you can see right here under scenes, we have demo, jazz 1, normal, deep space. So I've already set up a couple scenes that the Alexa app has already located, and you can use those to change the lights to those specific colors. So if we wanted to set these lights to a certain percentage, we can say Alexa, so I'm gonna tap on the middle bottom here, and this is going to bring up the Alexa prompt. Alexa, set mission control left to 30%. And as you can see, the back left light here was actually set to 30% brightness, and we can do the same thing bringing it back. So Alexa, set mission control left to 100%. And again, she went ahead and brought it back to 100%. And then if we wanted Alexa to set a certain scene from the ones that we created under the Wiz Connected app, you would just use the scene name. In this case, we named it Demo. So you tap on Alexa. Alexa, turn on Demo. And you'll see that she moved the lights and changed the lights into whatever settings we had under the demo scene that we created under the Wiz Connect app. So there's a ton of stuff that you can do on here between setting up groups, routines, scenes, and you can go through and, like I said, create some pretty cool scenes to set the mood with these frickin' RGB bulbs. So overall, in conclusion, you're probably gonna have some issues with the app. I know there's a lot of steps going back and forth between the Wiz app and also the Alexa app, getting them integrated and working. Again, we have that playlist that kind of goes through and breaks down the groups and the routines for the Alexa app. And then of course, going forward, we'll probably create some videos as far as using the Wiz Connected app, because there's a lot of cool things that you can do in there as well. So feel free to jump back in the video, watch some few steps if you missed something. I tried to cover everything at least in depth and pretty clearly as possible, just to make things a little bit easier for you guys. But overall, I'm happy with the bulb. It's been a great bulb. We picked it up for like 13 bucks. They are exclusively at Home Depot. However, if you are gonna go out and get some bulbs, I would highly recommend kind of piecing together different parts and making sure that they all use the same app. That way you have less moving parts. A perfect example is that these bulbs, again, use the Wiz Connected app, but I have smart Wi-Fi power strips and then switches that use the Smart Life app, and having the two different apps integrate, it just, again, there's more moving parts, more complexity, so try to keep things as clean as possible with getting the same, or at least using the same app to kind of have like a central location for everything to be connected to. And then of course, I have the switches and stuff I have are all Tekken. They do make some lights. I'll go ahead and post those in the video description as well. And then I'll post these lights for the Home Depot ones if you're interested in those as well. So again, super happy with the bulb, and I'm sure the Tekken bulbs that I'll be linking are great as well. I'll probably be picking up a set of those just to see how those compare to these. Again, these are 800 lumens, and I think the Tekken ones are even 1100 lumens. So if you wanted something that's a little bit more bright, you can certainly check those out. But I'm excited to go through and kind of set up some scenes and kind of customize the ambient light in this office to whatever I decide to, just to kind of set the tone. And that wraps up this week's tech tip, bringing us into our question of the day. How do you feel about RGB lights? Do you like them, or do you think they're kind of silly? Connect with me and leave your answers in the comments below. If you like this video and found it useful, be sure to give it a like and a share on your social media platform of choice, and check out some of the other videos that we have. Subscribe if you're not already, and enable the bell so you guys don't miss out on any type of future content, and we will see you on the next one.